Hey there, I'm Crystal. Today I want to talk about trying to sleep when you're dealing with hormone changes. I didn't know exactly how rough that could be until I started experiencing it myself. All of a sudden, I started waking up several times per night and I would be exhausted even after sleeping for 7 to 8 hours. My anxiety would take over when I'd wake up at 3 a.m. I'd be hot and sweaty, and that never used to happen before. When your hormones are on the fritz, you might actually have trouble falling asleep or experience restlessness and hot flashes on top of the waking up several times per night and anxiety. And that's annoying enough as it is, but then you try to get through the next day and you have brain fog and fatigue and you're just exhausted, dragging yourself through the day. You would think that would mean that you'd sleep better the next night, but that's not always the case. For women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, a lot of times this is caused by fluctuations in estrogen, progesterone, and sometimes even cortisol. Estrogen and progesterone will go down, wreak havoc on your sleep and mood. Sometimes that feels like the fluctuations wreak havoc on everything else too. Then other hormones can get involved that make you lose sleep, but estrogen and progesterone are usually the ones that get most of the blame. Now, I know hormone replacement therapy is having a huge moment, and some people say it's a cure-all for them. However, not everybody wants to go straight to those methods, and that route isn't for everybody for medical reasons. So even if they wanted to, they couldn't. I kind of fall into that category, so I'm looking for other ways to deal with it. I'm not a medical professional, so I can't advise you on that, but I can share some ideas that might help without going the hormone replacement therapy route that will keep you cool and well rested. My first tip is to literally keep it cool. You can experiment with the thermostat. I used to like it on 70 something pretty consistently, but now 68 is much better for me. You may have started doing this without even realizing that you had a more consistent issue that you were dealing with. That's how it started for me. This route can get expensive though, and other people in the house don't necessarily sleep hot. So you could make people uncomfortable at night if you're just playing with the thermostat. There might be something better that you could do to keep yourself cool and everybody else comfortable. However, if everybody's on board and your budget can handle it, this might be the only tip you really need, and you might have already been doing it. However, if you're here, you're probably looking for something a little bit different. The next best thing you could do is add a fan. That could be a regular standing fan that you put in the bedroom close to your side of the bed that just blows air on you. Or you could make it more interesting with something like this product called the BedJet, which blows the air directly under the sheets, and that could keep you cool. Your partner might not appreciate it if you are sharing the bed, but check it out and see if it might be something that could work for you and not bother them. If you're ready to go all out and get the ultimate cooling experience for yourself that won't influence your partner's sleep, or it could actually make it better because they can control their side of the bed too, you could try something like the 8 Sleep system. So this is a cover that goes on your mattress and it works with a hub that sits beside the bed. And what that does is circulate cool water under you to keep you cool, and then your partner can control their temperature on their side of the bed. And don't worry, it's not going to leak. But if you've been looking for something to keep you cool and you love health-related gadgets, this might be something worth checking out. If you've been looking for something that'll help keep you cool at night and you just love health-related gadgets, or you want something that might help mitigate snoring or waking up in the morning, you can look at one of their more advanced setups for additional benefits. So you can track your health, you can get a thermal alarm, get back pressure relief, and like I said, help mitigate snoring, which is kind of a big one for a lot of people. But at its core, it's designed to help you stay at your ideal temperature without disturbing your partner. They can stay at their own ideal temperature. It's really cool that way. Another option is to swap out or add a mattress topper. So, whether you have a mattress topper or not, this could be the key to better sleep for you. If you have one and it's made of memory foam, especially if it's old enough to have broken down over time, it could be trapping heat and making you miserable. The same thing goes for your mattress. So, if you have memory foam that is older, it could be trapping heat and making you feel hotter. Switching that out or putting a mattress topper on it could make all the difference you need. So consider trying a cooling mattress topper that will help dissipate the heat and wick moisture away from your body while you sleep, and hopefully you'll stay cooler and drier and not really need to do anything else. You'll just be comfortable with that little swap. Another option is moisture-wicking cooling sheets. They can still make a difference in how you sleep at night. They're not going to actively cool you down like the 8 sleep system, but they're cool to the touch, they don't retain heat, and they are moisture-wicking. So if you start to get sweaty, you won't feel damp. If your hormones are changing, it might be time to donate or throw away your old sheets, and this is the perfect time and excuse for an upgrade. So when you're shopping, again, look for fabrics like bamboo, mulberry silk, silver-infused cotton, cotton percale, linen, lyocell, tencel. For specific brands, check out Miracle Made, especially their Extra Luxe line, which keeps you 3 degrees cooler than their originals. Rest Evercool is another good silver-infused line. The THX Silk for mulberry silk is a good option. Quince is good for linen if you want linen sheets. Then there's Brooklinen, which has a really nice cooling cotton percale sheet set. And if you're looking for bamboo, 2 of the options that are pretty good are Luxome and Cozy House collection. And here's an extra tip to pair with those cooling sheets. Pay attention to what your pajamas are made from too. Look for similar features, cooling, moisture-wicking fabrics that won't trap heat and make you sweat. Switching gears a little bit from overheating to anxiety, this is something else that can pop up when your hormones start to change. I had anxiety issues before my hormones started to change, so I know just how disruptive the pounding heart, the racing thoughts, the unexplainable feeling of dread that just takes over through the night can be to your sleep. Before I mention a few lightweight things though that can help ease that anxiety, I do want to encourage you to see a doctor if things get too bad. My first tip has been my go-to for a long time. It is aromatherapy. If you just need help relaxing, you could try the standard and always lovely lavender. However, other essential oils are also helpful when you can't sleep, and they don't get as much attention. So, for hormonal changes, sage and peppermint oils can help relieve hot flashes. Citrus, especially neroli, can help you sleep better when you're going through menopause. There's always the option of using a diffuser with water and essential oils, or using a pre-made pick-me-up spray like Dr. Teal's sleep spray. You can spray that on your sheets or just around your room. Just be sure, if you want to put anything directly on your skin, do your homework, make sure you're mixing it properly, because a lot of the essential oils will need a carrier oil to dilute it, and that way it won't harm your skin. Next up, we have weighted blankets that aren't too hot. You've probably heard of the benefits of weighted blankets as far as anxiety goes. They are extremely helpful. However, if you are also overheating, that's not very helpful. So a cooling weighted blanket, which sounds like an impossible creation, could give you the best of both worlds. It can help quell your anxiety, but also keep you from overheating. So I found two, Bearaby's Tree Napper, which is designed with keeping cool in mind. And then there's a blue weighted blanket as well that's another good option. My next tip has to do with exercise, but It's not going to be anything strenuous, and it is properly timed exercise. So it'll help get rid of some of that anxious energy and clear your mind, but you really only need a walk after dinner as a signal for your brain to start to calm down and relax for the evening. Do anything more strenuous earlier in the day. Just do like a walk, yoga, or stretching to just lower your cortisol levels before bed. A more moderate workout routine, though, like lifting weights or more strenuous cardio, do that in the morning or sometime during the day, early afternoon, and that could also help you sleep better at night. Next up, I have some lifestyle changes for you to consider. You might have already heard 2 or 3 of these, but in case you haven't, here are a few tweaks that might help. This is whether you're having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. My first tip has to do with alcohol. As relaxing as it can feel in the moment and a little bit after, it actually disrupts your sleep. So it especially affects REM sleep, which is tied to memory and emotional processing. So try having alcohol earlier in the evening if you're going to have it, and then switch to water so you're hydrated when you go to bed. Hopefully that'll help you fall asleep and stay asleep. If nothing else, you won't be compounding the hormone-induced fatigue and brain fog with the effects of the alcohol so much when you have it right before bed. Similarly, keep your eye on your caffeine intake. I hate this tip. I could happily drink coffee until 10 o'clock at night and be happy, but my body disagrees. Try cutting it off around 2 in the afternoon or earlier if you have an early bedtime. Some people think that their sleep is unaffected by caffeine intake, and then they test it out and they find that they sleep easier when they avoid it the second half of the day. I'm some people. Another thing that could help is having a wind down routine at night. Go analog as much as you can for the last few hours of the day before you go to bed. Skip the screens, just read, journal, play games with your family, knit, pick up another hobby, like even coloring in a coloring book. That can be relaxing at night. Much better than being on a screen. If you shower at night, you could create a wind down routine that involves that, like your skincare, and then your reading, you're setting your clothes out for the next day, all of that. The goal is to let your body and your mind know that the day is over, it's time to calm down, it's time to rest, and get ready for bed. This next tip is the newest one to me. I just learned it a few years ago. Have casein before bed. It'll help you sleep. It's a slow releasing protein that can help you sleep better when you consume it about an hour before you go to bed, maybe 30 minutes. It could take the form of a protein shake. You can get casein protein specifically. Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, milk, even eggs if you want to make eggs before bed. I'm never going to do that, but that's me. I kind of prefer to go for the yogurt, the cottage cheese, or the protein shake. Casein is especially beneficial when you're trying to sleep with hormone changes that come from perimenopause or menopause, because it's good for preventing the muscle loss that often comes with age too. The amino acids that are in the casein also can help stabilize your mood and anxiety, which are other issues that might be coming with the hormone changes. All of this to say, you have options. Treat this list like a smorgasbord to mix and match things from as you find your way back to the solid sleep you're missing. If you want to pamper yourself and go all out, you could try the 8 sleep system. Maybe your best combo is an after dinner walk with an updated nighttime routine, then a protein shake or yogurt, and then reading under a new set of cooling sheets. There are all kinds of things you can mix and match to just see what works best for you. Play around and see what works for you, your partner, your budget, and hopefully you will be on the path to restorative sleep again soon. And if you like videos like this and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good day.